Al Maktoum. The COVID-19 Supreme Committee decides a night lockdown for commercial activities and ban on movement for individuals and vehicles starting from Sunday 28th of March to the 8th of April and extends the decision for distance learning education. His Highness Sayyid Yazid bin Haytham Al Saeed inaugurates the Book of the Palm Tree in the Omani Culture Heritage. 6 deaths and 733 new cases of COVID-19 are reported, and the Ministry of Health describes the current situation as alarming. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq made a phone call this afternoon with His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Vice President of the United Arab Emirates, Prime Minister and ruler of Dubai. During the call, His Majesty the Sultan expressed his sincere condolences on the death of the late Sheikh Hamdan bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Deputy Ruler of Dubai and Minister of Finance, praying to the Almighty Allah to envelop the deceased with mercy and inspire His Highness and all members of his family patience. For his part, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum expressed his sincere thanks and appreciation to His Majesty the Sultan for his noble feelings and sincere sympathy, praying to the Almighty Allah to spare His Majesty and the Omani people from any harm. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency President Mohammed Abdul Hamid, President of the People's Republic of Bangladesh, on the occasion of the anniversary of his country's Independence Day. The Supreme Committee dealing with COVID-19 developments held a meeting today headed by His Excellency Sayyid Hamoud bin Faisal Al Busaidi, Minister of the Interior, in order to follow up with the latest developments of the pandemic precautionary measures and means of controlling the spread of the disease. The committee reviewed epidemiological reports on the pandemic in Oman, which showed rapid increase of COVID-19 cases, number of admitted to hospital wards and intensive care unit wards. Experts predict that from the 1st of April to 31st of May 2021 will be a difficult and critical period for the epidemic situation in Oman. To avoid the worst, the Supreme Committee will take a series of stern and comprehensive actions, which may include total lockdown and ban of movement during this set period. The procedures will start with night lockdown for commercial activities and the ban of movement for individuals and vehicles from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. effective from Sunday 28th of March to Thursday the 28th of April 2021. The committee decided that the school students will continue to receive education in government schools through distance learning until Thursday, 8th of April 2021, while 12th grade students will be excluded as they receive education through blended learning system. During this period, the situation will be evaluated as per the epidemiological situation developments in Oman. May the Almighty Allah protect everyone from any harm. His Highness Sayyid Yazid bin Haytham Al Saeed, Minister of Culture, Sports and Youth, inaugurated the book The Palm Tree in the Omani Cultural Heritage as part of the Narrative History Collection project at the Sayyid Faisal bin Ali Museum. The book The Palm Tree in the Omani Cultural Heritage, which is composed of 2 volumes, is one of the publications of the Omani Narration Collection project, which was launched by the Ministry to document Omani narrative history through narrators in recognition of the importance of oral narration in recording history. The book highlights the history of palm trees in ancient civilizations, their trade between Omani civilization and others. The book also gives an account of myths, legends, and traditional sayings and games linked to palm trees. The Palm Tree in the Omani Cultural Heritage is a comprehensive book that not only travels back in history, but also is an encyclopedia of local terms and names of palm trees, their components, preparing dates for commercial use, and even poetry. His Excellency Sayyid Hamoud bin Faisal Al Busaidi, Minister of Interior, participated with Their Highnesses and Excellencies, the Arab Ministers of Interior, in their 38th meeting for Arab Ministers of Interior Council through video conferencing. The meeting discussed a number of topics, including joint Arab Security Work March, security strategy, and recommendations enlisted in the work agenda. The meeting was attended by Major General Abdullah bin Ali Al-Harthi, Assistant Inspector General of Police and Customs for Operations. An official talks session was held today between the Sultanate of Oman and the Republic of Bosnia and Herzegovina. The session highlighted the existing cooperation ties between the two countries in various fields and means to promote them to serve the common interest of both countries. Both sides discussed and exchanged their opinions on various issues of regional and international levels, including efforts to combat the pandemic. The Omani side was headed by His Excellency Sayyid Badr bin Hamad Al Busaidi, the Foreign Minister, and Bosnian side was headed by Her Excellency Dr. Bejsera Turkovic, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs. Strengthening aspects of economic cooperation and increasing commercial exchange between the Sultanate and the Republic of Bosnia-Herzegovina topped discussions of His Excellency Qais bin Mohammed Al Yusuf, Minister of Commerce, Industry and Investment Promotion, with Her Excellency Dr. Bejsera Turkovic, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs of Bosnia and Herzegovina. The meeting discussed enhancing bilateral relations between the two countries and investment opportunities, exchanging expertise and attracting more investments in various promising sectors. The Ministry of Health announced that 733 new cases of COVID-19 have been registered in the Sultanate, bringing the total number to 153,838 cases. The total number of deaths reached to 1,650. The total recovered cases reached 140,766, which is 92% of the total recovery rate. The ministry indicated that the total number of inpatients reached 419, among which 128 are in intensive care units. COVID-19 cases continue to rise in the Sultanate. The spike of cases is an indication that we all need to be committed and vigilant in following precautionary measures through applying all proper means of preventive methods to battle this pandemic. More details in the following report by Abdullah bin Ahmed Al-Rubai.
The number of COVID-19 cases in the Sultanate is increasing, with 733 new cases registered today, which bring the total number of cases to 153,838, with 6 deaths today to reach a total 1,650. This rise of number clearly indicates that the precautionary measures are not followed well. Therefore, people have to take responsibilities and to strictly apply preventive methods all the time, everywhere. We all know that we are not alone. Oman and the world countries continue to face this challenging time. The pandemic has taken a dreadful toll on people in our country and across the world. At the same time, it has further devastated health systems, economies, and communities. And as more number of COVID-19 patients are registered in the country, we should be committed to follow preventive methods using all proper means of preventive measures to battle this pandemic, which include taking vaccines for all targeted people. All vaccines have been well followed in Oman and have shown to be safe. No serious side effects have been reported for vaccines used in the Sultanate against COVID-19 pandemic to date. The Minister of Health have indicated there is no preference among the vaccines currently used in Oman in terms of efficacy and safety. Moreover, these vaccines were selected by a specialized technical team that studies vaccines from all aspects based on published studies in prestigious scientific journals, as well as recommendations issued by the international organizations. The ministry assured that no vaccine is endorsed for use in Oman until it has been approved by the country of origin or the accredited relevant international regulatory bodies. Therefore, target groups are required to quickly take the vaccine, not to entertain rumors, and to take information from reliable official sources. Abdullah bin Ahmed al-Rubai, Sultanate of Oman Television, Muscat.
The citizens in the Wilaya of Nizwa exhibit a significant response to the national campaign to take COVID-19 vaccination, reflecting their awareness of the importance of taking the vaccine. More details in the following report.
Within the national vaccination campaign against COVID-19, the targeted citizens in the Wilaya of Nizwa continue to show a great response to take the vaccine.
The aim of this campaign is to encourage people to take the vaccine, which is, as by reports from all the WHO or other associations, that is very safe, and we are encouraging people to take this vaccine. We are targeting people above 60 years, and up to now, alhamdulillah, we are covering around 55% of this target group in Dakhliya Governorate. Actually, we are surprised today for the response of people here in Nizwa. We didn't expect this much of response, but it is amazing, really, above our expectation.
Volunteer teams and community associations join hands with the medical teams in the field vaccination campaign within their efforts to inoculate the elderly people in their homes and spare them the trouble of going to the vaccination centers.
The collaboration of associations like Ihsan Association for Elderly, Women's Association, guides, and some volunteers from the community played a vital role in attracting people for this campaign.
Health workers and the concerned authorities are exerting relentless efforts to deal with the developments of the virus. Yet, avoiding rumors is highly required to ensure the success of these efforts.
As the epidemiological curve is astonishingly on the rise, taking the vaccination and fully adhering to the precautionary measures will greatly contribute in bringing this curve down and curbing the spread of coronavirus. صالح بخلفان الرحبي, ولاية of نزوة الداخلية, Governorate.
European Commission Chief Ursula von der Leyen said today that health diplomacy has become central to the bloc's foreign diplomacy. Speaking at the virtual Global Health Summit held by the Portuguese presidency of the Council of the European Union, von der Leyen urged member states to set up the world's capacity to produce vaccines and strengthen the collective preparedness against health crisis. She added that Europe today is the world's largest exporter of vaccines and that team play was crucial to overcome a crisis where national and regional approaches on their own did not help much. World Health Organization Chief Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus said that the Union played a key role but warned of a growing gap between developed and developing countries. The conference is an event taking place in Lisbon, Portugal, and remotely all around the world, bringing key leaders and players on the global health issues. Images released today show the skyscraper-sized cargo ship wedged across Egypt's Suez Canal and the ongoing efforts carried out to free the massive vessel. Egyptian officials, including the head of the Suez Canal Authority, could be seen working on clearing the obstruction in images released by the Suez Canal Authority. At least 150 other vessels needing to pass through the crucial waterway are waiting for the obstruction to clear. The Evergreen, a Panama-flagged ship that carries cargo between Asia and Europe, ran aground Tuesday in the narrow man-made canal dividing continental Africa from the Sinai Peninsula. An official said workers hoped to avoid offloading containers from the vessel as it would be a days-long effort to do so that could extend the closure. Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi held talks with Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan today as part of a working visit to capital Ankara. Beijing approved on an extradition treaty between the two nations in December, and with the deal awaiting ratification by Ankara's parliament. The Turkish Foreign Ministry said regional and international issues as well as bilateral relations will be discussed during Wang's visit. Turkey had received 15 million doses of COVID-19 vaccine from Sinovac Biotech and ordered tens of millions more. Earlier today, Wang Yi met with Turkey's Foreign Minister Mevlut Çavuşoğlu for bilateral talks. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main headlines once again. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq, through a phone call, offers his condolences to His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Vice President of the United Arab Emirates, on the death of the late Sheikh Hamdan bin Rashid Al Maktoum. The COVID-19 Supreme Committee decides a night lockdown for commercial activities and ban on movement for individuals and vehicles starting from Sunday 28th of March to the 8th of April, and extends the decision for distance learning education. His Highness Sayyid Yazid bin Haytham Al Saeed inaugurates the Book of the Palm Tree in the Omani Cultural Heritage. 6 deaths and 733 new cases of COVID-19 are reported, and the Ministry of Health describes the current situation as alarming. And with the end of tonight's news bulletin, we would like to remind you once more to keep following the precautionary measures of wearing face masks, washing hands, and keeping physical distance from each other. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night and stay safe.
كلنا متعاونين، هدفنا حفظ عمان وناسها الطيبين اللي دومهم على الخير متولفين، وفي المحن تلقاهم سيف وخنجر متماسكين، وتشوف تضحية أبطال ثابتين عشانك في كل الأحوال، همهم تكون بخير لأنك أصل الخير.